Hi, it's Mike here with the Wirraway versus Heclapar play-by-mail campaign, where it is the 5th of March, 1942. Base cleanup in the illusions, and our invasion of Tarakan. So let's see how our light cruisers do as escorts to our invasion task force. So far, the coastal guns haven't really fired successfully back at the cruisers. Spending more time with this than usual just to observe the interaction between the escorts and the coastal gun battery. Though this is a sample size of one. Okay, so the coastal guns are firing back at the transports, and the light cruisers did move in, but coastal guns continue to hit the transports. The escorts do move to suppress the guns. You can see the dynamic in the initial round. No hits to the escorts, but one of the transports is hit pretty hard. As it's the amphibious bonus phase, the troops will all unload quite rapidly. Because the gun does hit one of the light cruisers, but doesn't penetrate. They're just 75mm guns, 3-inch guns. So it does look within reason like the escorts are doing a decent job suppressing the coastal guns. 5-inch gun hit doesn't penetrate the armor. Now they go after the transports. Light cruisers move to reply, but they still continue the transports. Let's speed through the rest of that. So you can see now they hit the offloading transports pretty heavily. They're unable to damage light cruisers. And of course, because most of the troops are already off by now, so they're unloading supply. And this particular, the configuration of this task force included, you don't see the whole list here, included completely empty transports to act as lifeboats if one of the transports with ships is sunk. So it wasn't needed in this case. You can see we're going to lose at least 2 transports, even with 2 light cruisers and escort and multiple other ships. Obviously, the late war allies in particular can put quite a few escorts into task force and further minimize losses. But takeaway is the light cruisers work as we expected, but they're hardly proof against damage to the vulnerable transports. Front operating off Madras. It's like ships at Suva again. Let's see if we can disrupt those 2 cores. If they, presuming they're going to attempt to shock attack and throw that brigade out of that hex. It's either ×2 or ×3. I think it's ×2 terrain. According to combat reports, getting decent disablements. There's a headquarters with them. Okay. Normal air attacks at Bandoeng. Allied bombers being used as recon in India. You can see at least the reported high number of destroyed squads here. See the coastal guns uh, doing their work on the ships offloading over the beach. So you can end up losing 4 transports. No significant losses of troops, but so you could reduce the losses further by heavy air attacks, preparatory air attacks. Right now, most of my aircraft are tied up. Nobody should be attacking Bandoing, particularly not a shark attack. This something looks like something I misset. Yep, I misset the 4th Division. That's gonna hurt. Uh, just in terms of the disabled squads. Didn't intend for that division to attack by itself. That will delay my ability to conduct the final attacks on Bandoeng. It's unfortunate. Mistakes were made. He's got a decent battalion there in ×3 terrain. That'll take a little work to dislodge. There's no real rush now that the troops are ashore. I may have to reinforce with another Special Naval Landing Force unit. Okay, we'll speed through this. It was interesting to watch closely that amphibious assault. Let's check first on what happened to the poor 4th Division. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Um, I have another division, the 21st, sitting here. I've got a couple other options to continue the attack, but that mistaken setting is going to probably push me back a week in terms of the final assaults on Bandoeng. Let's check and see what's going on. Our SNLFs both look good, landed intact, not badly disrupted. So Kinston Maru will sink. Okiyura Maru will likely sink, as will Goso Maru. Now these aren't particularly valuable ships. You can see victory value 7, 6 or 7 generally on these. You have the option of using larger, more valuable ships that may survive, or essentially throw away smaller vessels. Let's check the ammo on her. Assume it's quite low now. Yeah. So the cruisers have exhausted their ammo. And that's probably why the coastal guns played havoc in the latter part of the turn. Okay, so we'll have to think about, we have potentially 3 regiments of the 2nd Division available that we could ship to Batavia in the coming week to rotate out the 4th Division while it recovers. But again, without that missetting, probably could have conducted the final series of attacks on Bandoeng within the next few days. Now it's going to be uh, a week or more. Let's take a look. So our divisions are arriving in Calcutta to make the amphibious assaults, and the 7th Tank Regiment will destroy or drive the last of the Punjab regiments into Calcutta. So we'll conduct an amphibious assault, a river crossing assault shock attack into Calcutta. Looks like 2 divisions will be fine. We'll leave a 3rd in reserve. And depending on how that assault goes, then 2 divisions will continue their attack on Diamond Harbor, which, though it isn't visible, there's a river hex in there too. So it's hard to see here, but there's a river hex that separates. Calcutta is actually an island. Um, there's a river hex that separates it with Diamond Harbor, so it'll be a shock attack into Diamond Harbor too. If you're not familiar, there's a couple hidden river hexes in the Malaya. I think I talked about these before. Right along here that don't show up as a river hex, but they are there. So function F6 is your friend. Checking Cylon. Nothing unusual there. Okay. Well, interesting, slightly frustrating turn, but you face setbacks, and that that happens. And these are all very minor setbacks. I think our biggest challenge is the scale of the battle in Changsha. You can get a bad roll on that first attack and set yourself weeks in terms of um, recovery, but that's the nature of a Gary Grigsby game, and it's you can't know everything. I mean, you can't predict everything. It's all good. So I look forward to our next chance to talk.